I think, like for many people, it was a glass of stunning Burgundy that lit the flame. It was when I was at university, and it was a Chambon Musigny Les Amoureuses, 1959. And it was just so much better than any student blanc that I'd ever tasted. It just, you know, you just knew here was a liquid that had history and geography and psychology and just an enormous amount of sensual pleasure in it. And I suppose I sensed that while it was delicious and just gorgeous and easy to love, I think I sensed there was quite a lot of other sort of more cerebral stuff behind it as well, something to get your teeth into. And so I didn't get up from that restaurant table saying, right, that's it, I'll be a wine writer, because in those days, which was a very long time ago, it would have been thought of as a waste of a good education to become a wine writer. I mean, I wouldn't have dared tell my friends I was thinking of being a wine writer. They would have said, oh, frivolous. So I spent 3 years in the travel business, then dropped out to Provence. And of course, you only need to spend 1 minute in France before you realise that eating and drinking are indeed what life is all about. And so then I was determined to come back to London and find a job in either wine or food. And it just so happened that I found a job in wine first, as assistant editor of a wine trade publication, which was great because it gave me a chance to travel, meet people, do the exams. And fortunately, the publisher who interviewed me didn't say at the interview, "Can you type?" Although, as somebody pointed out, that does date me rather a lot. But I wasn't involved in the first edition. Hugh, all by himself, with, I should think, minimal help from kind of generic bodies and things in those days, produced the first edition in 1971. And then in 1998, he sidled up to me at a party and said, I'm looking for I'd like to hand this work over to someone, and I'd like that someone to be you. And I didn't say yes immediately, because although I've always admired the Atlas enormously and always worked with it by my side when writing, I did know how much work would be involved, and I needed to have quite a long talk to my husband and think about it. Anyway, eventually I said yes. And so the 5th edition, co-authored by both of us, came out pretty inauspiciously on the 13th of September 2001. And there's just been so many changes to be made for this 6th edition, because, as you know, the world of wine has expanded and changed and evolved so much in those 6 years. Well, it's not so much what's next, it's what's continuous, which is the demands of JancisRobinson.com, which is a voracious monster that has to be fed every single day. My children call it my 4th child, because I look after it so obsessively. And that's just, you know, there are no space constraints online, as you know, so that's just taking all my and Julia's energies and tasting like mad and putting up our tasting notes, writing the news, maintaining the forum, all that.